المسلمين، طلعوا الأطفال والعواجيز اللي تحت الأرض. حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله.
من هنا بنقول أرضنا، أرضنا دمنا أمنا، والناس ملايين مننا، القدس هترجع لنا، 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 القدس هترجع لنا.
Welcome back, and moving on to our second segment for today. I'm talking about world travel markets taking place in different countries. This time we are talking about the world travel market taking place in London. And of course, Egypt is participating over there, presenting more about our tourism products. So over the phone, we have Dr. Yehia Abdul. He's a former advisor for Minister of Tourism. Hello.
Good morning, Ms. Nasha. How are you?
Hi, good morning, sir. So first of all, I'd like you to give us a general idea about the Egyptian pavilion this time. How does it look like? The Egyptian participation, delegates over there presenting Egypt?
Well, actually, the world travel market is one of the leading travel markets in the travel exchange and fairs worldwide. It started in the 80s, now it's 44 years old. There were 4,000 exhibitors representing 190 countries. And over the 3 days, like it was concluded yesterday, there were over 35,000 visitors and participants, as well as a major travel market. It generates exchange of business valued at $4 billion. Dr. Ahmed Isa, Minister of Tourism and Securities, he spent, a good time, with the tour operators, the hotel corporations, the major airlines and investors. And Egypt has an excellent pavilion at 650 square meters. And it represents, our Pharaonic heritage, archaeology, and again to promote, resorts of Sharm el-Sheikh, Qader and Marsa Alam. And there were a replica of a Nubian village with its decorations, manifestations, colors and music, food products. And so it was a very colorful Egyptian stand represented for 3 days.
Are there any events taking place within the framework of this event? I mean, special activities held by the Egyptians over there so as to attract more holiday makers to Egypt. Adding to this, of course, talking about historical and cultural sites as well, because we always say that this is our real competitive advantage.
Well, that's quite true because, Dr. Ahmed Isa, Minister of Tourism and Securities, he attended, the special session of the United Nations World Tourism Organization, as well as he met the British Minister of Tourism and the media and the major tour operators over there, and they exchanged views for investors, for developers, for upcoming, hotel corporations to be developed in Egypt. So that was the business part, and there was a representative of Egyptian travel associations, hotels, and Egypt Air had an excellent airline stand over there where it presents, 80 destinations worldwide. And the good news, the British Airways, they suspended travel to Sharm el-Sheikh over the past 2 years. But now, this season, they are resuming 4 flights per week direct from London to Sharm el-Sheikh, which is an excellent connection and a promotion for British holiday makers to come and visit Egypt again.
Well, talking about the Aswan Nubian style, and usually this is one of the things that really attract usually foreigners in general, talking about the Nubian styles, different culture or different style that they are really attracted to, and how far can this also promote to Aswan, to Nubia, visiting these beautiful sites as well?
That's quite true because, like Upper Egypt, like all the way from Luxor, Aswan and Nubia, it has its own flavor, character, and personality that's reflected, like in the people themselves, the way they, accommodate and welcome visitors. They have the music, the dances, the folklore, the cuisine, and they have, like the souks, which is very colorful, and visitors like to go and do shopping over there. And now they have a new style of Nubian villages that many visitors, many measure of them, they stay in hotels. But a good number now like to experience, like to the environmental and eco hotels and stay with Nubian families and enjoy the comfort and atmosphere and folklore of Nubia and Upper Egypt.
Well, Egypt has always been keen to be part of the world travel markets, so like the MIT, the ITB, and of course the one taking place in London. So can you tell us more why is it that important, and more about the repercussions on the Egyptian participation in such great events?
Well, like London, like has been a world hub, like for business, for investment, for politics, and for travel worldwide, because of its extension, like all the way from China, like up to the Pacific. So that's why it has excellent connections, and we remember, like the great tour operators like Thomas Cook, like the classic ones. So that's why, and the major winter holidays to Egypt, like started like in the 18th century when like the British and the intelligentsia would like to make the grand tour, like and travel to Egypt and stay for 3 months. So Egypt has been linked with British travel over 200 years, and we remember the Orient Express that, the voyages will start from London all the way, and the last stop, was at the Giza, very close to the Giza pyramids, because I visited once Paris. I went to the Institute of the Arab World, and they were showing, like the tours and the maps that how, like the Orient Express starts from London and ends, like at the Giza necropolis. So that's why historically the British tourism has been tightly linked with Egyptian destination. It was their favorite, and we remember this November we celebrate 101 years of discovering like King Tut by Howard Carter. So that's why we have strong ties and linked with British travel that used to be with steamers and railroads and airlines. So that's why we have excellent exchange of travelers between Egypt and the UK.
What kind of incentives or points of attractions, facilities are you providing those who are going to have a sort of contracts, for example, or reservations in the Egyptian destinations?
Well, we had like a great representation of Egyptian tour operators and airlines and hoteliers and investors as well, like as I've been following up on the event. So they offer, like excellent, like opportunities and packages, like for, remember now one of the excellent, budget airlines started like from the UK, the Ryanair. And then we have the scheduled one, the British Airs coming to Sharm el-Sheikh, but from Cairo. And then we have, like excellent, again, budget airlines that flies directly to Marsa Alam, to Hagala, to Sharm el-Sheikh, to Sphinx and Burj Al Arab airports. So that's why we have a great accommodation for British, UK travelers who like, well, 60–70% they travel for like cultural reasons. They like to go to Cairo, visit the old quarters of Cairo and then fly to Luxor and Aswan, make cruises all the way up to Abu Simbel. So they feel very comfortable and they feel that they participate to some extent in the discovery of Egyptian heritage, archaeology, and the museums that we've been developing. And shortly, inshallah, the Grand Egyptian Museum will open, and we'll have, great inflows of all the travelers to Egypt.
I know, of course, that the Ministry of Tourism is exerting the utmost efforts due to all of the challenges that are taking place in the region to attract more holidaymakers, especially we are approaching Christmas time or the winter break. So how do you see this season? Up till now, do we have some figures or facts about how will it look like? Because definitely reservations have been taken already.
Yeah, as you already know, we are very familiar with Egyptian travel as a travel writer and media. Travel to Egypt, especially, throughout the Christmas, and New Year, this is like the high time of season, for the Egyptian travelers. Especially, culture tourists who love to go to Mania, to go to Luxor, Aswan, Abu Simbel, and they prefer to take long trips of 7 and 9 days, on the cruises. So we have good season, inshallah, upcoming, and Egypt Air is making great promotion and opening new markets. They're flying now to 80 destinations, apart from international airlines that coming to Egypt directly to destinations, which is like Red Sea directly, and Aswan and Luxor. For example, we have, Spanish airlines that they fly directly to Luxor now. Charter went, and French airlines as well. So all this is, adding, to inflows, international inflows to travelers to Egypt. And the Ministry of Tourism, recognizing the current, affairs and the conflicts in the region. So they are making plans to accommodate travelers and provide them excellent packages and accommodation to make their tour enjoyable as much as we've been offering in the last time.
And I think also you added more destinations when you were talking about culture or Upper Egypt, as you were talking also about Minya, about different sites that actually they are very much interested to visit, especially after visiting. And nowadays it's very much easy to learn and search over the internet for more about Egypt, that each one is eager to visit Egypt. And let me ask you about the idea of IT in general taking benefit from e-booking, taking benefit from finding out more about the destination, because we say the word of mouth here is very, very important. Usually people are searching for the word of mouth from others who visited these destinations.
This is quite true, just yesterday National Geographic came and, advertised and released, their findings about the must-see destinations worldwide. And Egypt, is among them. And prior to that, Lonely Planet, site was, listing, the most important, significant destinations worldwide to visit. And, Egypt came among them. So really, we've been recognized by world media as a must-see, must-visit, must-do destination. And this is great because, the great work has been achieved by the government. Remember, currently you are developing St. Catherine, the Great Revelations, site. We are developing, the sites of the 25 sites of the Holy Family. And we have many visitors, religious tours coming from Asia, coming from Europe, coming from Latin America to follow in the steps of the flight, and journey of the Holy Family. So for the past 10 years, we've been doing excellent jobs, and we've been opening new hotels, IHG, one of the largest corporations, is opening 10 new hotels in Egypt. So we're adding to the capacity we need, and we're adding new airports, Sphinx now is becoming very busy, we're year-round, and we have Burj Al Arab, and we have over 30 international airports now in Egypt. So, and then the Ministry of Tourism was started in making talks to promote maritime, and sea cruises between two countries. So transportation is a major part of promoting travel to Egypt. And look about the new trains, the electrical ones that would be linking, the Red Sea from Al-Saqna all the way up to Marsa Matruh. So all this is rating, like excellent public venues and influence to Egypt, and inshallah, 23-24 is going to be a good year.
Right, Dr. Yehia Abdul, a former advisor for Minister of Tourism, thank you very much for joining us. And with this, we come to the end of our breakfast show for today. Thank you all for joining us. Stay tuned for more coming up on Nile TV International.